So how do these slow food communities work, and are there slow food communities in, say, a country like India? So, so how does it work, and are there examples that you can share of the work, or I would say you may be at the start of the work in India. So talk to us about a bit, which areas are you seeing adoption of slow food?
Okay. Slow food communities came about again in our evolution, officially in 2017, because before 2017, slow food was an association. So it was membership based. Okay. It meant that people became paid a membership and would need to renew it on an annual basis. This model was very set up for Western cultures, not so much for Asia. And certainly my experience in Asia, the convivium model and the membership model really didn't work except for those people that had the funds to be able to be involved. In 2017, again, we wanted everybody that wanted to be involved with slow food the opportunity to be involved. Our history was that we organised an event called Terra Madre, being Mother Earth, and we hold that every 2 years. And we always brought, from 2004, we brought food communities to Terra Madre. So what we did is change the terminology from a food community to a slow food community. Okay. And a slow food community is literally a group of people that have a similar objective, that undertake the same activities to be able to get an outcome or to reach their objective. So slow food community is a number of people in an area that have an objective that they want to achieve, and we work with them about what activities they should undertake to achieve that goal, obviously in a slow food context. Okay, so that's the slow food communities. Officially they came into effect, or they were acknowledged and recognised in 2017. So since then we've had a major growth in our slow food communities because it gave our farmers and our groups of people a place to belong, because it wasn't dependent upon a membership fee. Okay, slow food's philosophy is that everybody can be involved with slow food. So we just created a way that encourages that. Slow food communities, we have over 4,000 at this moment in time, and many being developed at the same time. We have, in India specifically, we have, I think, 5 or 6 at this moment in time. Okay, and the history of India is a part of our story based on our evolution. Okay, so remembering, before 2017, we were membership-based. So it meant that people in India that were involved with slow food were those that could afford a membership fee. Many of them were based in cities, and they created their groups. With that, we went through an evolution to create a network in slow food so they could decentralized determine how and what slow food would do in India. The pandemic hit, and then all of a sudden everything stopped. In that time, I have become involved again with the development of slow food in India, seeing the impacts of the pandemic and also seeing the impacts of food distribution and food production, of how that works, is that we go back to the model of grassroots. So our model is to reactivate the network in our current model of where we're at now. So food communities, but also membership-based. So it provides the 2 options. Looking at how people want to be involved and having them become examples of how slow food works in India. Okay. The examples that we have a number of new communities. So I'll give you the communities that have been with us for a couple of years, at least since the pandemic. One is that in Tamil Nadu, we have a community that is focused on coffee, and it's a part of our coffee coalition. Okay, and our coffee coalition is a global coalition of coffee producers and the value chain, people involved in the value chain. So from baristas to roasters to coffee producers that believe in the production of coffee should be agroecological. So it should be based on a forest production. It should be based not on monoculture, but on supporting the coffee trees and the quality of the coffee, which is normally, again, small scale, to bring that to the consumer. We have, again, the community in India where they're a part of the Coffee Coalition. They produce their coffee in an agroecological manner, and they're working independently, collectively with Slow Food. Okay. Our local networks are in collaboration with Slow Food International. They're not separate. They are a part of the global network. We also have another Indigenous community and I probably won't get it correct in the pronunciation.
Jharkhand.
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 There's a Jharkhand.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you. There is a Slow Food Indigenous community there, and they are working towards bringing back their Indigenous culture, to raising their profile that the Indigenous food culture has value, and to support the farmers to continue to grow those foods, and bringing them economic benefit by organising markets and events and so forth and so forth. So they're the two at this moment in time, remembering that we're reactivating the network since the pandemic. So this is just a couple of years. We have a number of new communities that we're working with that we're just starting to get to know each other, to see how what they do can be and is developing the slow food concepts. We're bringing a number of these communities to our event Terra Madre, which we're holding next month, which will be in Italy, to start the discussions about how we align what they do, which they already have been doing, align them to slow food so we can raise their voices about what they're doing on a slow food context.